Hey everybody, Gina Virginia Casella here, and thank you so much for joining me live today. I've got my good friend Slavka The Natural Sentient with me, and I'm just going to bring her to the stage now. We're co-hosting today, so really excited to talk about summer days. Slavka is going to be one of our dragon speakers, and we're just having some tech issues here. Trying to add. There we go. Hi Slavka. How are you doing today? On my end, you're frozen. Oh no. Okay, I'm going to remove you from the stage. You are freezing up on my stage, Slavka. Yesterday, when I was live with Michael, we were having these kind of issues too. Okay, let me try again. Okay, your name is on the stage, but where's your beautiful face? Okay, I see Jason missing time in the chat. Hi, Jason. How are you doing today? Jason, if you're there in the chat, can you see Slavka? Is it just on my end? I'm just seeing the name, Slavka the Natural Sentient. I don't know what's going on. You know what, Slavka? Maybe exit and then come back in. Maybe that will work. I don't know what else to suggest. Okay, because on my end, I've got Slavka here. All right, well, we're going to keep trying to bring Slavka to the stage. I hope you enjoyed that little intro video. I don't know what's going on here, but we'll see if Slavka is just having, I don't know what's going on. Let me know in the chat how the tech is going. Can you see me and hear me okay? I don't know why, but it was hard to pull up Slavka. But anyways, we're here chatting today to talk to you about our upcoming conference, Summer Daze, which is my beautiful background. It's going to be in effect Saturday, June 13th. You can purchase your tickets now on my Buy Me a Coffee, or better yet, get in on the membership, ISIS Unity Consciousness, and it's full of bonuses. One of those bonuses is to receive the links for the live conferences, which are online. There's 4 a year, and that's just included as a bonus. So whenever Slavka gets back to us, she will get back to us. In the meantime, I want to play a little video for you. Those of you who are not familiar with me, the next week or so, I'm spending time promoting our conference, Summer Daze, and it's in honor of the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. And it's really important because I'm a firm believer that we're a story species, and stories are medicine. And when we give and receive stories, we give and receive medicine. So my area of focus, those who have interesting experiences, ghost stories, maybe you saw an angel or had an interesting dream, that's the target market that I'm reaching out to. And we had a phenomenal conference, Promise of Spring, which was a real hit. And I'm really looking forward to Promise of Spring or Summer Days. So let's see if we can bring Slavka back here to the stage. Okay, and it's just your name, Slavka. Maybe I'll leave it like that. Maybe it needs to warm up. I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you can see Slavka. I can, the name came up, but not your face. I don't know why. So anyways, while we're just getting ready here, I'm going to play my little video. It's a little introduction about who I am. I do all kinds of things, gemstone readings, and you'll get more information here. The umbrella term, ISIS Unity Consciousness.
Hey Dragon Dreamers, Gina Virginia Casella here, and the one behind the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. Come dream with us. Your soul tribe awaits you. I do all kinds of things. Gemstone readings, mind reprogramming, energy medicine. At this time in my life, I've been redirected by Source to bring us together. The Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective through an umbrella term called Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness. You're invited to dream with us. Through dreams, half remembered and half misunderstood, we fill in the gaps for each other because we're all one. There's all kinds of times and dates lined up that I would absolutely adore for you to be a part of. And one of my favorite things to do is to assert that the Akashic records are not a permanent record because your past never defines you. And we can do what's called living consciously so we can die consciously. United are we. Be free. Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective awaits you. Dream with us. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, creator and visionary of Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness. See you in dreams.
So I hope that gave you a little introduction of who I am and where I'm coming from. Let me see if I can bring Slavka to the stage. Okay, we're in business. Woohoo! I don't know what was going on there with the technology, but if we can help it, nothing is going to stop us. So how are you doing today, Slavka? And hello to people in the chat. Pooja, I see you there. Namaste. Can you hear me okay, Slavka? So I have a little presentation to do. So what I can do is I can take you through my presentation, and I really want to highlight Slavka. I really want to do Slavka justice today. Before I do my little slideshow, let's hop skip to it. Let's go right to the screen share because I've got my Buy Me a Coffee ready to rock and roll. And those of you, if you're not familiar, my Buy Me a Coffee is absolutely free to join. There we go. So you can see now. There it is there. And I'll just put the link in the chat. There it is. Okay, so if you go to my Buy Me a Coffee, if you wanted to get into on the memberships, I do offer services, energy medicine, hypnotherapy. And if you wanted to save some MONEY, this is the membership right here. It's recommended by yours truly, Gina Virginia Casella, the creator. Collective membership, Project 30, Isis, Unity Consciousness. There's all kinds of bonuses in there. And again, as I already highlighted, one of the bonuses includes accessing the links for all of the online conferences. Jason H and I, also known as Missing Time 420, he is helping me make mini movies. And so I'm really excited. If you wanted to get a ticket for the conference, you just click on shop. And it's right here, Summer Daze, $40 Canadian. It's a phenomenal price. We go live 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and our doors open. It's an online conference, right? So our virtual doors open at 8:30, and we're hanging out the day before, and we're going to hang out the day after as well. And so when you follow me for free on Buy Me a Coffee, you get in on this kind of stuff. Got all the information here. After you purchase your ticket, you get a direct link. So just keep it handy. And this is really special to me, creating safer spaces for the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective to share their story medicine. And I go on to talk about how, like many of you, I've had my own interesting dreams and experiences. And I know what it's like to be made fun of and to be outcast. And something I'm always saying is that we are walking, talking trees. We heal with the earth. And respectfully, we are the earth, each and every single one of us, a Pachamama in our own rights, beaver dams in our own rights. If you click on the arrow, you can check out the pictures. There's me, Gina Virginia Casella, the dragon visionary behind it all. All of my content is merging together. And there you can see the bottom center, Slavka, right here. Alchemist, mystic, earth keeper, and nature lover. We've got our other dragon speakers. Jason H., the person I was just referencing right here on the far right. Jason has a professional background in film and cinematography. And so I feel a little bit under pressure here. I overwhelmed Jason. I told him all my hopes and dreams about my mini movies. And thankfully, he's excited. He's at the library yesterday printing stuff out. We've got Starseed Lolo. That's her musician name, also known as Laura Ferguson. And Laura's providing music for us. And so we're really highlighting her, the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective, in for a real treat. We've got our schedule. Slavka is going to be presenting at 3:10 p.m. And her presentation, Learning Self-Love Through the Wisdom of Wounds, Trauma Release, Emotional Healing, Soul Shrinking, Self-Sabotage, and the Healing Power of Self-Love. So, you know what? Which presentation are you looking forward to? That's what I'm interested in. And like I said, we're going to be meeting the day before and the day after just to chit chat. The topics at the conference, they range from conference to conference. And I really like Slavka's topic because you just really can't emphasize the importance of self-love. So this is all part of my content merging together. Something else I want to show you in my Buy Me a Coffee is the post. So if you're not familiar with Buy Me a Coffee, this is what the home page looks like. And you just click on posts and you'll see almost every day I post a little something. So there's a lot of hype right now going on about the conference. Tomorrow, I'll be on Julia Angerhaven's show, so make sure you catch me there. I'm going live 4 p.m. That's like my bedtime, so let me know about you. And right here is where we feature Slavka. So you can read a little biography about her. She's going to be a guest on Story Species, Story Medicine, Extra Strength on I thought I put the date in here. Yep, June 2nd. June 2nd. So you can look forward to that, and then you'll see Slavka again. And if you just scroll to the bottom, here's some of the... I really enjoyed creating these. Slavka's presentation. And I asked all the presenters for a special message. And Slavka wants you to know that you're both a masterpiece and a work in process, and to trust your journey, trust your inner wisdom. This was the link just for today. So make sure you follow me on Buy Me a Coffee. Let's check in and see how Slavka, because she's restarting her computer. Okay, so what I'm going to do in the meantime is take you through my PowerPoint presentation. All right. Almost all right. Okay, I want to make sure that you can see this. You can't see it. There we go. All right, there's my PowerPoint presentation. Here we go. So ISIS Unity Consciousness, it's part of Project 30. And Project 30 is an umbrella term for all of my content merging together. My books, my movies, my oracle cards, even me being on Slavka's show right now, all of this is part of it. And you know what? I'm not surprised. Slavka's just messaging me here simultaneously that she's restarting the computer and whatnot. But you know what? I've been having a lot of tech issues that don't make any sense. And somebody even reported me on Discord. I just joined Discord. Jason's like my right now on Discord. And almost every time I log in, I got to change my password. So I know that I'm on the right track with what I'm doing. This year, all of my content merging together, like I said, my memberships and whatnot, dreams, half remembered, half misunderstood, and now finally in effect making the movie series. So a special thank you to Jason H. for daring to dream with us, and we're so deeply honored Jason's efforts helping us behind the scenes to manifest. Jason was open and honest about the time crunch, but I was like, Jason, we're just making 4 or 5 minute videos, 2 of them. So the good news is we have too much content. It's a bit overwhelming, actually, but we're narrowing it down. We're probably going to make 2 movies about Lushing, a prequel and a sequel. And then there might be like a third one that comes out about Lushing later on. I'm not really sure. But thankfully, I've got Jason by my side to figure it out. This here, just reiterating that one of the best ways to heal is with the earth. You know, people who do healing, who really buckle down and take the deep dive, they'll do things like, you know, go in the shower, and the shower cleaning your body, rinsing you off, is representative and metaphoric of the water washing away whatever negative energy or whatever you wanted to release, right? Well, some people take it a step further and actually go out into the rivers and they let the river wash, right? And they do interesting things like fire ceremony, or they'll, you know, collect rose petals and do something like a despacho where you say a little prayer and breathe a special message into each rose petal, and then you release it into the wind, release it into the water. So let us know in the chat what kind of interesting things you do. And when we heal with the earth, well, we are the earth. And so we heal with each other when we engage in our Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective Monthly Dream Ecosystem, when you hang out with me live, and of course, seasonally, the Continuum of Conscious Evolution Conference Series. It's a big name, I know, but what else, what other series would we be talking about, right? So there's 4 online every year, and one of them, the in-person, is pending. Honestly, I really don't know about this year. It's the first time. And my cat Rosie and I are looking for housing. We very well could be right in the middle of moving. So, but I'd still have it out there. You never know, even if it's just a handful of us getting together at a coffee shop. So a big thank you to the story medicine bearers who helped to make Promise of Spring 2026 a success, because our first conference that happened back in May really set the tone and the precedence for this conference and more conferences to come. We got phenomenal compliments. The speakers, the demeanor of the speakers, the content that the speakers provided, the overall flow of the day. During the breaks, we had 20-minute breaks in between presenters. We had lots of member engagement in the chat. And given the fact that it was a 10-hour day, it didn't feel like that. It was really exciting. These pictures here, these were the dragon speakers from the last conference. So I spoke to the Gnome King, interesting dreams that I had, how I acquired the gemstones. So you can learn all about that. You can find it for free in my playlist on YouTube. Michael Kopp presented on the hero's journey. My good friend Brian Rue presented on community. Chris Latude presented on his own experiences from MK Ultra, super soldier type programs. His book was actually banned on Amazon, but if you visit his website, you can purchase it there. Alex Lipton, he talked about the monotheism. So one God versus many God, one idea versus many ideas. And Suze Gallagher, I really connect with Suze because she loves talking about dreams and the dream life and the different kinds of dreams. So Summer Daze, that's the name of the next conference, and it is going down Saturday, June 13th, 2026. And I already showed you where on my Buy Me a Coffee you can purchase your tickets. And I lovingly invite you to get in on the membership, ISIS Unity Consciousness, so it's more affordable for you. This is our lineup from left to right, top to bottom. So we're going to have Laura Ferguson. She's going to be our featured dragon speaker. So initially, Laura was the keynote. And then I was like, you know what, Laura? Because you're doing all this music for us and you're presenting, keynote doesn't really do you justice. So I thought, well, let's make Laura a special guest. But then I was like, well, no, special guest doesn't sound important enough, So I thought, let's make Laura the featured speaker because she's also providing us with sound healing using tuning forks and creating like a meditation out of it. I'm really looking forward to that. In addition to her presentation, and I'll put it on screen share again and show you the YouTube songs that she's providing for us, allowing me to use to make the movies. So I really appreciate that. Starseed Lolo is her musician name. Sheila Spiral Sister Murray, she's going to be our keynote. Julia Anchorhaven is going to be following with her experience, her awakening to her own, super soldier programs and connections that she's making. Soma is going to talk to us about what it was like growing up channeling the Pleiadians. Slavka, of course, she's going to be talking to us. I already showed you her special slide about self-love and the importance of it. And a word that she used in her title was shrinking. And I thought that was a really important word because we do that. We shrink, right? And then we stay shrunk. And then Missy Hill is going to end things for us, talking about her psychic grid work. So she has this amazing gift where she literally just drives around, walks around, and the earth, if you will, speaks to her and tells her the history of what's going on. So thankfully, I've got some dragon monitors. Julia Anchorhaven's going to be double timing monitor and speaker, and really thankful to have this team behind me. So Laura Ferguson, Starseed Lolo, getting a little bit of extra attention because of all the content that she's helping us out with. Again, there's Sheila. And it's just a quick overview. But today we're focusing on Slavka. So that word shrinking, soul shrinking, that really spoke to me because when we try to stand up for ourselves and take a stand in life, if we don't have the right community around us and if we're not in right relationship, then we do that. We shrink. And it's very confusing. And for me, this is all part of what I call the confused warrior. And it's confusing because it's like, why am I shrinking when I'm trying to shine my light? Why am I shrinking when I'm trying to speak up and advocate? And ultimately, it's because it's a situation of cancel culture. You're not allowed to grow. You're not allowed to shine your light. People around want you to shrink and just kind of get rid of you so that their light overpowers and shines. And this business of self-sabotage, my goodness, like we just, how we think and feel is so important. Every single thought you have, even if you are intentionally, consciously thinking it or not, even if you're like, I'm not trying to have a thought, the thoughts are just floating around in my mind. Like every single thought that you have is followed by an emotional response. And you know what? Every single emotional response that you have is followed by a chemical, biological reaction in your body. So it's this algorithm and alchemy that we belong to. It's part of our greater adhesion, cohesion. And Slavka and I really connect about trauma, transforming trauma into treasure. And we had a really good conversation not too long ago about trauma bonding, because there's a lot of folks out there who are very confused. They're very bonded and almost clingy to people that they've had very negative experiences with. But in truth, if that's the only way, shape, form that you know somebody, you have to be asking yourself questions like, is this a healthy relationship? So I can't wait for Slavka's presentation. Each presenter, there's an hour block. So there's time for Q&As, time for me to make sure that I introduce them, thank them, transitioning into the break. But in truth, each presenter only has 35 minutes, right? And when you consider breathing time, something I know I need to work on, pausing and breathing, I just get excited and ahead of myself. Really, you only have like a 25, 30-minute presentation, right? So this is our schedule. I'm really looking forward to opening up sacred space. We're going to light all of our candles together. After I take it off screen share, I'll show you my candle there. And again, Slavka The Natural Sentient, she is scheduled for 3:10 p.m. Eastern for her presentation. So I run a pretty tight ship when I run a conference. This is definitely a high quality item carrying over from my teaching career. So, you know what, it's one thing to fall behind a few minutes or something like that. We can't help tech issues. We're having a tech rehearsal a week before the conference, and the presenters are providing me with their slides, and they're also providing me with a pre-recorded video of their presentation. So while I was showing you all of that, hi Anchor Haven, hi She-Wolf, Slavka, she keeps, restarting her computer. But, I'll just message her quickly, come when can. So who knows, maybe Slavka will end up joining us the last couple minutes or so, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens. So let's say this exact scenario happens during the conference, right? So I would just play Slavka's video. So like I said, I run a pretty tight ship. You know what? That's one of the beauties too about running an online conference and having an international conference, is that we can have presenters from all over the place, different time zones, and we can still connect through the unity of the internet, right? So I feel really thankful about this. Tomorrow I'll be on Julia Anchorhaven's show, basically giving the same presentation, and I'm going to end it, and today I'll end it too, by pulling 3 cards from the Dragon Dreams Oracle. So I pull 3 cards on behalf of all the collective. So I'll do that shortly. You can pick card number 1, 2, or 3. But let me put it on screen here again, because I want to show you my YouTube. I want to show off Laura Ferguson a little bit here and do her some justice. So if you've been following me, I've been putting it out there in my Buy Me a Coffee. Like, if anybody has any music, if anybody has any talent, if you dance, if you sing, if you do ballet, whatever it is, please reach out to me. Well, finally, somebody reached out to me, and it was Laura Ferguson. She responded to the call. And so let me just put it on screen share while I'm chatting away here. Okay. And StreamYard, it's pretty user-friendly to use. I like it. Sometimes it's me, the user. I can't figure things out, but it's coming along. I do have a referral link. I'm trying to put it in the chat. There it is. So you can save yourself some money if you get StreamYard through my name. All right, so there's my YouTube. And what I want to do is show you my playlist. So you just go to playlists, and I try to stay organized. I shouldn't say try, because it's trying to be trying, but I am striving to stay organized. So there's lots of playlists here. This one here is just about the conferences. So Promise of Spring, the first conference that I was talking about, you can find that here. You can find the full 10-hour video, and then I took the time. StreamYard was user-friendly to edit the videos into 1-hour videos. So if you just want to find my presentation, for example, or maybe you just want to watch Chris Latuo's, you can do that. But if you want to watch the whole thingy dingy, there it is right there, almost 10 hours. So I felt really good. We got tons of compliments about it. So we've got a new intro video for Story Species, Story Medicine. We're probably going to play that at the conference too, because they go together. Like I said, all my content is merging together. But there's another playlist I want to show you. It's called Currency of the Heart. Here it is here, Currency of the Heart. So you just click View Full Playlist. And the first 4 songs are all Laura Ferguson, Starseed, Lolo. So this one here is Story Species, Story Medicine, the intro outro that she created just for us, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. It's really special. There's lots of hype about it right now. So make sure you show Laura some lovin'. This one here, Villainized. This is like one of the coolest songs. It's not available right now on Spotify, so it's a real treat for us to have it on our Currency of the Heart, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective Spotify playlist here on YouTube. This one here is special, Dark Night of the Soul, because this is one of the songs Laura's letting me use for my mini movie. It's going to be the theme song to go with it. And then there's another one called The Dragon, and that's a really cool song too. So you want to make sure you click on those links, show Laura Ferguson, Starseed Lolo some lovin', like and subscribe to her YouTube and all her other channels. And if you're wondering who these other artists are doing on here, well, the thing is, about a year ago when I was advertising myself, mostly on Facebook, they have options that you can choose. So you can play your music, right? And I like music with your advertisement. Just take it off screen share here. And I thought, well, how can I honor these people? And I thought, well, why don't I create a playlist? And so I haven't really listened to the playlist in like a year, and I completely forgot to even tell Laura about it. So the other day I was like, Laura, I need to add you to my playlist. And she's like, what playlist? And I'm like, exactly. So Slavka is just messaging me here. She keeps trying to connect. So that's okay, Slavka. You just keep trying to come join us here. What else do I want to show you? Oh yeah, I wanted to show you my candle. So at the conference, how it's going to unfold is basically, we're going to have a prompt start time. We're going to do opening ceremony. We're going to open sacred space. And for me personally, I always resonate in opening sacred space. And when I open sacred space, I'm going to stick to the script, because when I open sacred space on my own, I like getting lost in timelessness. I like to take the script, if you will, that was provided to me and really make it my own. So that's good for me. Okay, good for me, whatever. But when I'm doing it publicly with others, I do like to honor it, making it my own. But for the sake of the conference, I thought, you know what? I too, just like the presenters, need to make sure that I'm staying within my time frame. And at the last conference, Promise of Spring, I was guilty of actually starting to slip into timelessness. And I had a moment where I forgot that I was live because that's how into it I was getting. So I'm just having a little laugh here because I've got my opening space right here. And the day of the conference, I'm going to have it right here in front of me. And I think it's special too, because when I read it from the script, word for word, then you get to know how it sounds, right? So I think that's really special. So I made this candle for Promise of Spring. I did a little demo. You can find the video somewhere. So what I did is I took just a regular votive. I recommend a votive, by the way, or you're going to want to have 2 tea lights. 1 tea light probably isn't going to last you the whole conference. Tea lights last a good 3 to 5 hours. A votive is going to last you a good like 8 to 10, right? So just to plan ahead. And if you don't have a candle, don't worry, because my candle represents one on behalf of everybody. So how did I make this? It was really easy. I took a marker and I drew a picture of a cross just to help me guide. And then I took a push pin, could use a knife or anything, and I just scratched it to carve into it, blew on it, brushed off the wax. And then I had some, my incense that I burn, I just collect the ashes from it and I squash it right in there. And it creates like this ancient, spooky type look. And then randomly I put 4 dots on the side. And it's been sleeping. I have a little box here full of like twigs and random flowers and stuff that I found in the summer, fall, and spring. So I'm just letting it sleep there until the next conference, our big day, Summer Days, June 13. So let me know if you've ever decorated a candle before. You can take a picture and post it in the free Facebook group, the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. If you have colored candles, if you prefer the tall ones, I love the tall candles, right? But I find I was having trouble burning them. And so the votive really works for me. I've got a cat too, Rosie. And I had to invest in one of these because Rosie, she likes to stand right on top of my candle. Like it terrifies me. So at least when I'm burning a candle, it's in here. And then I don't have to worry about Rosie doing that. And I also have a small space. And so just having the candle in a container like this just really helps me have that barrier. And I'm not a paranoid person, but you know those moments where you go to the washroom or whatever, like never leave a candle unattended burning. Like it just helps me feel better that this is like has a barrier. So let me know about you and your candle experiences. So Slavka keeps trying to sign in. You might just be stuck with me all this time. I don't know. So if you have any questions about the conference, you can pop them there in the chat. But going back to the conference and just the structure of the day. So yeah, we're going to open up sacred space. We're all going to light our candles at the same time, which is just such an incredible feeling when everybody does that. And then we're going to journey to the pine tree forest. So I don't know if you knew that or not, but when you come to the conference, you're actually coming to the pine tree forest. So then we stay, it's like an illusion, or is it, that we're in the pine tree forest and the conference is hosted inside the pine tree forest. And then the presenters are each going to have their turn. Between each presenter, there's a 20-minute break. Since the conference is online, we're not going to have an hour or 2 lunch break. 20 minutes is more than enough to take a stretch. And while the presenters are presenting, if you need to get up and do whatever, then you can do that, right? And it made for a nice flow for Promise of Spring. And once everybody's had a turn, we're going to exit the pine tree forest. So we're going to return back to our regular realities. And then we're going to close sacred space. And then basically I'm going to thank everybody. And then we're going to finish it by showing for the first time the mini movie 1 and mini movie 2 created by yours truly. Thank goodness, with the collaboration with Jason H., also known as Missing Time 420. So Jason and I, we've got work to do behind the scenes. We're meeting weekly. I've been planning in advance, so I've got lots of images and little videos that I overwhelmed Jason with. So let us know what you're hopeful to see. What story are you hopeful that we're going to highlight in the movie? Like I said, we're very likely going to be starting with Lushing. And if anything, there's too much to share. Jason and I are overwhelmed, and that's a very positive thing. So we're really looking forward to that. And like I mentioned, the day before the conference, you can hang out with me live just for about an hour, talking about candle hype, reminding you what presenters are going to be presenting. And then the day after the conference, just for about an hour or so, I'm going to be coming on live, reflecting on it all with you. And any presenters who are available, they're going to be joining us as well. So it's going to be a really, really fantastic day. So what I would like to do now is pull some cards from the Dragon Dreams Oracle. So I got my dream scarf here, and I typically wear it when I'm doing a session with my clients. And if I'm doing a gemstone reading or just working with the Dragon Dreams Oracle, if I can remember, I like to wear it. This dream scarf is really important to me. We can do another show on that another time. But the gist of it, it works with illusion because I wear it so much and I connect and bond with it so much that it's like when I'm dreaming and I see my scarf in my dream in a freaky way, it's really cool because it's like, is it a dream? And it messes with your head in a positive way. Like right now, I see my dream scarf. Is this a dream? Right? So did you have a dream or did the dream have you? So let me take it off my background. Otherwise, you won't be able to see the cards. And I feel really proud of this background here too. Canva, let me know in the chat if you can relate. Promise of Spring, I got lots of learning curves under my belt from that one. And so it's been a real joy to plan and prepare for Summer Daze. And behind the scenes, I'm just wrapping up some administrative things too. And so are the Dragon presenters. So it's hard to believe, but I think it's 2 weeks from now, we have our 3 Saturdays from now, we have our tech rehearsal. And then in 4 Saturdays, it's the big day. And then it's going to be over. It's just time has a way of flying, right? So I'm also simultaneously, some people reached out to me for the September conference, which is called Falling Consciously. And there's another one in December called Season of Dreams. So if you're interested in being a dragon speaker, I only have space for 6. So if you want to be one of the 6, reach out. And if you've got talent to share, like Laura Ferguson, Starseed Lolo, reach out to yours truly, because I would absolutely delight in showcasing your talent. And it's a win-win situation. You get to promote yourself a little bit, and we get the delight of having your talent showcased through the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. In fact, one of our Dragon Dreamers, Sheila Spiral Sister Murray, is behind the scenes chatting with me about using her music. So we're really excited about that. And I told Sheila, I'm like, just let me get finished with Summer Daze, and then we're gonna dive into that. And Sheila too, because she's one of the presenters too, right? She's like, yeah, let's just get through Summer Daze, and then we'll start talking about, because she's got like 1,200 songs of her original songs that she created, which is really cool. So and that's really cool too, when the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, when the talent being showcased comes within the community, or it's like a friend of a friend, it's not too far. To me, that's very much in sync with the Soul Tribe. So, okay, this time for real, I'm going to take it off, get rid of my background. My bed is made. Hopefully hopefully my screen is, or my little cloth thing is up. Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. So pick a card, 1, 2, or 3. All right. And whatever card you pick, that's the one that's special for you. But I want to really emphasize that all 3 cards are for you. Okay. So let me just put this down. And I know you won't be able to see my face. That's okay. I was so excited, I forgot to take the cards out here. Okay, just let me take the cards out here. I keep simultaneously trying to check in on Slavka, you know. Who knows, maybe she'll come in right at the end. She says she keeps trying to connect. All right. So the Dragon Dreams Oracle, let me know in the chat. Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. And don't change it, okay? If you see card number 1 and you're like, I chose number 1 and I don't like that card, I'm changing my mind. You're not allowed to do that. So the Dragon Dreams Oracle, you can check out my website. It's also there. The Buy Me a Coffee link will take you to it. The Dragon Dreams Oracle, created by yours truly, Gina Virginia Casella. You can get this amazing double tin container. I like to keep my cards in here, but I know some people, they like to put their candles in here, maybe a little special notepad. I'm always interested. Let me know. There's some blank cards, so you can create your own oracle, maybe trade them with others. And it comes with a booklet. But I'm telling you, the booklet, use it, don't use it. Okay? Because it's the images that really speak to you. And if you purchase the Dragon Dreams Oracle, then I stand by whatever interpretation that you give. So the Dragon Dreams book series are very affordable. They're all priced at $24 Canadian because it was 2024 that I published them. So I figured $24 to buy them. But the Dragon Dreams Oracle, it's very distinguished. And it's a lot more expensive because of that. And on that note, if anybody knows of a publisher that's more affordable in general, please let me know so I could help to lower the cost a little bit for you. So I actually gifted Julia Anchorhaven. I couldn't afford to give her a hard copy, but I gifted her the like a cut and paste of the booklet and all the cards. And I know she's really busy, but she's got like probably 1,000 decks, right? So I look forward to the day when she has time to look at mine. And I think it would be really cool to get a Dragon Dreams Oracle reading from Julia, right? And you too could have your very own copy. They're made with, it's called Eco Herbage. It was the most affordable. It wasn't the most affordable, but it was the most environmental friendly. So, okay, this time for real, let me spritz this. So I see in the chat, She-Wolf chose card number 3. When you put your number in the chat, you really commit to it. Yesterday, I had cards flying on the floor. Cards feel really excited. My right hand feels like choosing. Okay, my eyes are closed. This one, the Masculine Fire. Those who chose card number 1, Masculine Fire. Oh, this is one of my favorite cards. I'll just put it down. I have a bit of a shaky hand. And let me turn my light up a little bit. There we go. I don't know about you, but I wake up early and I hit the computer early and it's just too bright, right? And then I dim it and then I forget to turn it up. So if I'm ever like too dark and dimmed, let me know. It's probably on my end. Okay, so this is for those of you who chose card number 1. And fuck, I love this card. This card is reminding you to really get out there and play. And I know that sounds cliche, but I mean, when you're playing, play like you believe it. And this card is based on a true story. This wasn't a dream, and I still do this. But what I like to do as an adult, not as a kid, but as an adult, I'll stand in the wind and I'll stand against the wind. So my hair's blowing like this and everything, right? And then what I do is I take my hands and my arms like this, and I look at all the leaves blowing around and stuff, and I notice the tree branches moving, and I pretend that that was me. Yeah, that leaf over there swirling, that's me causing it to swirl like that. Oh yeah, see that bird flying? That's me, the wind under the bird's wings. And I do this, but I'm telling you, there are moments where it's like, wait, oh my God, I think I actually just moved that leaf. Like it was like too in sync. And I like playing these tricks on my mind, which I was just talking about tricks on the mind with my dream scarf. So you're being encouraged, those of you who chose card number 1, to do this. And it says, play with nature, go outside on a windy day and move the leaves around. Believe, 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 believe it was you. The inner child does. Right? Right? So those of you who chose card number 1, thank you for choosing card number 1. And it was the masculine fire, really passionate card number 1 here. Okay, I'm going to tilt this down. I've got my eyes closed. Wait, they're open. Okay. Both of my thumbs want to choose this one. My thumbs representing masculine and feminine, neutral ground. And also a message, my thumbs representing free will and also representing, they're kind of like, which one here? This one or this one? This one, okay. My thumbs representing free will, and my thumbs are also representing this earth, like this 3D biological planet. So those of you who chose card number 2, it doesn't matter if it's upside down or not. If you want to work with that energy, you can. This one here is called Seeing Beyond Titles. And the Dragon Dreams Oracle, some of the cards, they're horizontal, because if I turned it the other way, then it was like too squishy, right? So this one here, and that's another reason why it doesn't matter if it's upside down or upside right. But if you want to work with that energy, please, by all means, do. When I published the Dragon Dreams Oracle, it was like the dragon was released. And the dragon is like this sentient being that's out there. Thank God age 4 Gina is in charge of the dragon. And I accepted radically that if somebody wanted to take my deck and assert that, nope, this card means this. Hey, you know what? All the power to you, because I'm the hollow bone that this information came through, and now you using it as you see fit, appropriate for you, which is why I'm excited to stand by anybody who buys my deck and provides readings. And I would love one. Let me know out there if you purchased my deck. So anyways, this one here, card number 2, you know that saying, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, this is really reminding you about that, because you know what? Sometimes the cover sucks, but the book is really great. And so if you don't buy the book because you think the cover sucks and the book is going to suck, well, now you've made a judgment and you're missing out, right? Well, this card is reminding you that when it comes to the titles and the very wording of the books and stories, that you have to remember that the authors often have to tiptoe around things. Otherwise, it's not socially acceptable, especially when it comes to spiritualism and esoteric literature. So I read a book called Forbidden Knowledge. And this book was black, and it had white writing on it that looked very gothic-y. And just the name, Forbidden Knowledge. And I thought, ooh, I'm going to learn forbidden knowledge. And I remember feeling a sense of almost like a scary feeling, like, what the hell is in this book, The Forbidden Knowledge? Oh my God. And it was basically a book about herbology. But you know what? Once upon a time, people who talked about herbology, they were killed. That was forbidden knowledge, right? So just reminding you. So in this example that I have on this card, I used that forbidden knowledge and I crossed it out because you know what? This book should be called Herbology for what it is, respectfully. The Salem Witch Trials, that is a scary book. I forget the name of the author, but there's lots of versions. And ultimately, the Salem Witch Trials, it's not a story about witches. It's about a community that makes fear-based decisions and cancel cultures each other out. It's very terrifying how the community turns on each other. Like, instead of calling it the Salem Witch Trials, maybe cancel culture would have been a better title for that book. Maybe something like community turning on each other would have been a better title for that. So just really getting you to think here beyond the titles. I read a great book by Ruskin called Unto the Last. It's a very small book, more than 100 years old. And a lot of the content in there, like when he wrote it, it was the time of the slaves and whatnot, right? So you have to take his examples and update the examples into this 2026 world, right? And I think back like, wow, if Ruskin was alive today and could rewrite this book, how much of a relief would he feel to express himself even more freely, right? There's a book Linda Moulton Howe wrote called An Alien Harvest. The book, respectfully, is about aliens harvesting cattle and, crop circles. There's all kinds of high strangeness that she talks about. But really, the book is about denial. But Alien Harvest, that's going to get the attention and market it. If you just called the book Denial, well, people might not buy it based on that, right? Yeah, there was another one, The Emerald Tablets, written by Billy Carson. And I thought, you know what? Perspective, that book, yeah, it was about the Emerald Tablets, but it was also about perspective. And I guess this is just the public school teacher in me coming out, because I would do this with my class. We would talk about, like, if you could change the name of the title, what would you call the title? Or like, if you could change the name of the main character, or maybe the city that was referred to, because the authors, they can get really creative, intentionally, applying that kind of stuff. This one, you gotta laugh. Chariots of the God by the recently deceased Eric Van Daniken. Chariots of the God, what a gem of a book. Just so much information in there. I never had the pleasure of meeting Eric Van Daniken. I've watched plenty of him on Gaia and just random YouTube videos. I've never heard him swear, but when I was reading Chariots of the Gods, it was like his reader's voice, like his speaking voice really came out. And there's no swear words or vulgar language in Chariot of the Gods. But every single page, it's like he's screaming out, fucking listen. And I could hear his voice. So that's why it's scratched out and it says, fucking listen. So this isn't just about book titles. It's about like the world around you and really seeing beyond how things are presented to you. So I put some authors need to tiptoe around things or their books don't get published. And you can take that a step further. Some people, they tiptoe around the information they share because they get canceled, cultured out by their community. People that I know personally have said to me, Gina, I love you, I support you, but I'm never going to join your Facebook group. I'm not going to subscribe to your YouTube. I'm never going to comment or share any of your content. because I have kids to feed and my employer probably isn't going to like me following your content talking about ghosts and spirits and that. And so it's like, even myself, like, like, you know, how would you feel if your friends said that to you, right? And I get it. Like, at what point do you exercise your freedom of speech versus what point do you keep it quiet because you're worried that how you express your freedom of speech, you might get into trouble with employment opportunities, right? So there's Rosie there in the background. Yeah, that's my little buttercup. Okay, those of you who chose card number 3, and again, all of these cards are resonating with everyone who's tuning into this. Even in 40 years from now, if you watch this, this is for you. That there's an emphasis on the one that you chose. So let me bring this back down. I'm noticing Slavka is still not with us, so I guess unfortunately she couldn't join us, and that's okay. I'm supposed to get together with Slavka again. I forget the date offhand. You've definitely not seen the last of the Slavka Gina Buddy system. Okay, this one here. Wow. I feel like this part of my hand wants to choose. Okay. So, Okay, my eyes are closed. Kind of hard to choose with that part of my hand. Okay, my eyes are opened. Okay, this one here. So when that happens, when I don't know what this part of your hand is called. I know this is your palm, but this hand here, important when you're doing palmistry, or the whole hand is important when you're doing palmistry. But when this part chooses, this means it's from like all of my fingers. So this message is from the masculine, the earth, the air, the fire, the water. Masculine force is coming to you. Shadows of the stars. This is another horizontal. I always try to hold it up to give you a nice view, but really I think the best case scenario is me not touching it. And my light, I got the big light shining in my face, but it'd be nice if I invested in another light just to make these brighten up that much more. Shadows of the stars. So yeah, that's right. Even stars have shadows, and stars are sentient, just like everything else. And stars have, if you look at the star, the shadow is the same shape, right? But sometimes the shadows shape shift. So a 5-pointed star, we have to remember that stars are ball shapes. They're not actually 5-pointed stars, right? We just draw them like that. And they tend to make the shadows are like very rounded, or they're very cone shaped because the rest of the lights that are around them. And we don't see shadows of the stars typically because it's in blackness, right? So it's like your shadow, it's always there. But when it's dark outside or when you're sleeping at night, you don't see your shadow, but it's very much still there. So this is reminding you that shadows can transform depending on their content, depending on their context, excuse me, I'm reading this sideways. Shadows can transform depending on their context, linking this concept to shape-shifting abilities, multidimensional selves, and past lives, promoting reflection on personal relationships with different symbols. So there's lots of different belief systems out there. Some people believe like when you die, you cross over, you go to heaven, and maybe you stay there, right? But some people believe that you get embedded into planet Earth. Maybe you'll become a tree. Maybe you'll be a star up in the sky. But whatever you are, you're still very much integrated as part of our greater collective. something that I really liked doing as a teacher is we would draw a picture of ourselves, and then we would draw our shadow, and we would make the shadow like an animal or something like that. And I would have fun with the kids. We would go out in the morning and I would trace their feet. We would talk about shadows in the springtime. So I would get the kids in the morning to put their like 1 foot forward and 1 foot to the side, like an L shape. And then I would get them to work in buddies, and we would trace the feet. And then we would go inside. And then after lunch, we'd come back outside. Excuse me, let me rewind for a minute. I would get them to trace the feet and trace the shadow on the cement. Then we'd go inside, move on with our day. And then after lunch, we'd come back outside, put our feet back right into where we traced it. And you would look and you would notice that your shadow on the cement is no longer where you drew that chalk. And it was just fascinating because planet Earth consistently rotating, right? And we tend to think of the sun moving across the sky, but really it's us that is moving. The sun isn't moving at all. And the sun, of course, being a star and being sentient. And there's lots of metaphors to work with the sun, because this business of father-son. So there's lots of metaphors, sexual metaphors at that, in pastoral literacy. And the more you rewind the hands of time, everything comes down to masculine, feminine, penis, vagina, black, white. These are the binary codes: circle, straight line, which basically it's the same thing. It's just the way it bends, opens like a donut, closes, curves this way to make another circle. So we're all one, we're all connected. Shadows of the stars. So I wonder how this resonates with you. And I'm wondering, what did I write in my little booklet about this here? So let me consult my booklet. This is Oracle card number 78. And this little booklet here, I had a lot of fun making it. Initially, it was quite daunting of a task. The 8 books that I published basically is the context of the Dragon Dreams Oracle. That's how much I had to say. And then I thought, well, how am I going to take those 8 books and this oracle and make a little booklet? And I could have opted out of this booklet entirely, but I thought, no, because some people are very inexperienced and looking at the picture isn't enough, and they're going to need something like this just to help jog their thinking. And then other people who have lots of experience, even myself, the actual creator of these, sometimes when I feel like I need to look at this, it's because there's a vocabulary word in here or something that is important for me to express. So I wonder what that is. But anyways, just to finish my thought, last summer, 2020, 5, I sat down with the committee of the ones who listen. Those are my spirit guides. And I recorded myself on Zoom and I spoke to them. And then the artificial intelligence on Zoom took meeting minutes, and then I was able to work with that. But I talked for like a good 45 minutes, an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours for some of the cards. And so to break it down into just like 1 or 2 paragraphs was quite challenging. Okay, so Shadows of the Stars. Ah, yes, right away, the red bow. That's what I needed to tell you. Each and every single star on this picture has a red bow on it. So definitely being reminded that you are that red bow. The red bow always representing the gift, and the red bow also representing like 2 triangles, like 2 bird beaks coming together. So this triangle is the strongest structure, the equilateral triangle, the male and female coming together, 2 birds coming together, merging into one. We are one. But let me see what I wrote here. The narrative introduces a red bow signifying the convergence of shadow and light, representing a unique in-between space that holds gifts and potential, illustrating the duality of existence. Gina invites individuals to engage playfully with their shadows, sharing personal stories about integrating this aspect through activities like stretching in the sun, watching the shadow stretch, and dream journaling, fostering a connection with one's shadow self. Gina personally formed a special bond with her shadow on the wall while practicing for dance. This process is portrayed as especially significant during winter, when longer nights allow for deeper interaction with shadows, facilitating effective communication and wisdom from within the darkness. Moreover, using sand, snow, or leaves to create imprints with the whole body can also be powerful, for these imprints may not be the shadows, but they can serve as another aspect of yourself. So, when you just take a leaf and you put it under paper, and you take a pencil crayon or a pencil and you get the imprint, that's what I'm talking about. Maybe you take your hand and you put it in the soil and you just shake it around a little bit and you remove it, and there's your hand. In the wintertime, you can make a snow angel, or you can do it in the sand at the beach and see your imprint. And it's really special. So, and I'm glad I read that, because I totally forgot about the big red bro, and even dancing with my shadow, So I'm just having a little laugh, because I remember in the morning dancing around with my shadow, and it was summertime and it was hot. So I thought, I got to get in the shower, So I got in the shower, but I was just really excited about my new little dance area that I created. I had a strobe light going and it was still dark. And I remember my shadow looked really beautiful because I had a dance pole. So there was the shadow of the pole on the wall. There was like beautiful blue strobe lights going. And then there was my shadow. And the way I was twisting my body, it looked like I had like a little waistline or something. And my hair, because I had just washed it, it was drying and it was all like big and stuff. So I looked like really sexy, my shadow. And then I remember feeling really sexy. But then when I looked in the mirror and saw like the reality of my hair all humid and stuff, I couldn't help but laugh. And it was just like my shadow had this whole other personality and some kind of like sexy lifestyle. So let me know how you relate in the comments. Hi, Missy. I see you there. Missy Hill's also going to be one of our speakers. And Missy, I was busy highlighting you earlier. So she's the one who's going to be talking about the Earth grid. Remember, I was talking, Missy has a natural gift, driving around, walking around, and the Earth speaks to her, lets her know about the history. And she does special work healing the land and also helping spirits and ghosts alike cross over and assisting. So Jason, I see you there in the chat. Just got back from helping my buddy open a yoga. Nice. So does that mean you're going to be doing yoga too, Jason? I love yoga. I used to do full moon yoga and new moon yoga. And just really out of that. Rosie and I are going to be moving the next month or two. Things are going to be happening fast for us. So just wrapping things up here. This was card number 1. If you chose card number 1. This was card number 2. And this was card number 3. So just a reminder, all of the cards, all 3 of these apply to you, but it's the one that you chose, 1, 2, or 3, that applies to you extra. So let me just spritz this here. So what else do I have to tell you? I think I told you everything. Like I said, my Buy Me a Coffee, the link is in there. So if you want to get your ticket for the conference, you can do that right now. And I lovingly invite you to get in on the membership Project 30 Isis Unity Consciousness, because it's a bit more affordable. And then you just default to getting links for the 4 online conferences. So it's going to be a really great time. And again, I'll remind you, those of you just tuning in here, That's always tricky. You know, I'm like literally saying goodbye and people are tuning in, but whatever. You can always watch the replay. What else did I want to tell you there? I wanted to tell you that, yes, tomorrow, just a reminder, 4 p.m., I'll be a guest on Julia Anchorhaven's YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out. I'll be going live with her at 4 p.m. And it's basically going to be a repeat of today. So I wonder which 3 cards I'll pull. Yesterday, I was on Michael Kopp's Riding Through the Unknown. We pulled 3 cards there as well. You can catch the replay for that. And if you wanted to purchase your very own Dragon Dreams Oracle, you can, created by Gina Virginia Casella. And the books are there as well. So that's all I have to tell you. So I just want to check my phone just in case Slavka's like in the midst of like, you know, finally able to log on. So yeah. So she keeps getting disconnected from the internet. So all right. So hopefully the Gina Slavka buddy system, we will be back. I forget offhand, but I do have another date set with Slavka, and I'm looking forward to that. Hope you enjoyed today. Gina Virginia Casella here. Thank you so much for dreaming with me, and I look forward to seeing you on the big day, Saturday, June 13th. Can't wait. Summer days. Until then, take care, everybody. See you next time.